Hello, this is Eric of Not BIOS Tech and Reviews, and welcome to my ultimate MV7X review. In this review, I'll be testing different foams because this foam has plosives. Yeah, plosive, as you just probably heard right now through the microphone. And these have better options. So we also have a shock mount right here. And a lot of these move out of place, as you see in the reviews, but this one has a little bit of movement if you pull it up, but it does not lock out of place. It holds there as you place it. So this is a shock mount that works. We'll get more into that. Links will be below in the description. And we'll be testing with a shock mount, without a shock mount, testing with a foam, without a foam, even taking the top of the capsule off and testing that way as well. We'll be game streaming, we'll be playing guitar and singing and hear how this sounds and more. Now let's get started. Let's get to game stream right now to give a good start. Then we'll get to distance testing from the microphone speaking, and we'll get to, of course, testing the sound around the microphone and much more. So you'll know if this is the microphone for you or not. Now let's continue on with the game streaming. Oh, and by the way, if you want to see what's happening, I got my camera recording the one. So this is my webcam. And I'm using NVIDIA Broadcast to block out the background. Now if I wanted to, I could change the background. Let's do that. So I'm going to change to background and placement. Let's find a different image. Why not? Or maybe let's go stick to blur, but it's kind of cool what I can do. Then I got the gameplay here, and you can see my audio levels. Maybe let's put the music a little bit louder and the game a bit louder. Right now I can't hear the game, let's minimize, and I have the repeating right here, audio. You can see that in the description of my video to see what that is. There, that's a setup that makes more sense. Having this mic down below, that's a lot more sensical. Okay, so one thing is finding the right thing for the right task for the job. We're just having one of these stands. This one is particular from Ono. And now I'm just going to set this up where I want to, get my cables out of the way, and let's get back to the game. Slurp, puncho. I don't know what that did. Oh, that's the drink. What a cool looking game, eh? This is the game Grounded. For those that missed that. See if I can show you the title. Nope. Let's go to the main menu. There we go. I'll just show temporarily Grounded. See? This is the game. Time to exit. When it comes to audio, the MV7 or MV7X are both quite the same. They require a lot of gain to get your volume. And right now I'm doing this the not normal professional way, as I'm using the output to camera. Do we hear how bold the sound is, especially if you speak up close to this microphone? Yeah. Now this is bold audio, and I only need a bold voice to do it. You speak up close, you get really good audio. But the one thing you can get quite easily are breath sounds when you speak up close like this. But that's where you want it out of the scene, or just below where you're not breathing into it. Now to do some plosive testing using these different foams. This is the retail foam that comes with this microphone. Peter's got plosives in Plosive City. Nobody wants plosives in Plosive City. Now this foam off is from YouShare. Peter's got plosives in Plosive City. Nobody wants plosives in Plosive City. This is the SM7B foam off, the replacement one. Peter's got plosives in Plosive City. Nobody wants plosives in Plosive City. Yeah. Yeah. Now for a quick test using the shock mount, I'm going to do 3 circles, and 3 taps. Now for a quick test without a shock mount, I'm going to do 3 circles here, and 3 taps. Now when it comes to different wind muffs, it may affect the dynamic range. You may think, I should get a broadcaster foam wind muff that's really thick on the top rather than these thin ones on the top. Sure, you can do that, but you get rid of dynamic range. I had it, and I threw the broadcaster foam muff away. Now, when it comes to these different foam muffs, what I noticed, of course, is this one has bad plosives. This one can get rid of some of the dynamic range because if you notice, it's not quite perfectly symmetrical. So depending if you blow in the corner here, it's not going to sound as good versus if you talk right there. Now the SM7B wind muff, well, that is nice and symmetrical. I'll show that one. So it's fairly thin and it's symmetrical. It means your mic should be good to go. And it's fairly thin, just like this one is, but you have more of a separation from the capsule because there's that air gap, and that gives you great dynamic range without the really bad plosives of this little guy. All at my cost here to help you out. So sub to the channel if you're enjoying this review so far, and the rest of the review would be amazing. So don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribed. If you're already subscribed, thank you very much. And it's very much appreciated. So if the subscribe button is red, if you click on my channel name, videos, whatever, and you'll see that subscribe button. If it's red, that means you're not subscribed. If it's gray, thank you very much. You know that this plastic part from the SM7B, the actual foam that costs double the amount of this, works and looks nicer, but this does work for half the price. Okay, let's talk really close to the microphone. So I'm talking right up close. Let's go a little further. And now we're about a foot away. Let's tip the mic towards me. Now I'm about 2 feet away, so I can speak really loud, but am I the same? And now I'm about 3 feet away from the microphone. I'm kind of shouting, but if I speak the same volume I was speaking before, we hear that I'm not nearly as loud as I get close, and you can hear the sound is a lot better, a lot more bold. I'm going to hold the microphone, so testing microphone, testing microphone, testing microphone, testing microphone, testing microphone. Going underneath the microphone. Can you hear me? 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 So right up front is definitely where it picks up best. But here, it works if it's a podcaster and say, in overtime, the Canucks lost again. Jeez. So close to the cup this year. So close. Right now I'm using the retail wind muff that comes with this. And of course, the question is, how does this sound? Just out of the scene? Normally it's out of the scene. I just have it on purpose that the camera a little lower, so my head's near the top, and that's normally not the case. But this way, we can see how it is for audio. But of course, the question is, do I want the foam on it, or do I want the foam off of it? Now we don't have the foam. We just have this little metal capsule. How am I coming through? Should I just record like this normally? Well, when you're at a distance, you don't need that foam off so much, especially if you're enough distance away that you're not going to get plosives from blowing on the microphone itself. In fact, sometimes I even have this a little bit further away. But how about if I get rid of this off the top and just go with a really bare microphone? So now we have a very bare microphone. That is that microphone right there in front of my face, and it still works just fine. But I wonder, does this really make any difference? I don't know. I'll have to play it back and hear in the video just like you are right now, because this is a first time test. And I kind of prefer it that way because that makes things really interesting for myself. Now, what I want to test is recording guitar. Your love is all I really needed. As I come to you, bowed on one knee. So maybe you're wondering which audio interface to get. Well, that'll depend on what you're doing. If you're a game streamer, I'd recommend this one if you only need one microphone. The software is very useful. Make sure you get the firmware updates to improve the audio, but you're not going to be going to camera direct with the headphone out because it's not as clear on this one. In fact, if you want clarity both ways, this one tends to be the better option. This is a Scarlett 2i2, but you can also get the Solo, which also has the out audio, which you can record with, but it's more finicky than, say, the Vocaster. The Vocaster is your more premium option, and it has more power for the DACs. This is Eric of Not BIOS, Tech and Reviews. Thanks for watching, and have yourselves a most wonderful day.